Valley Talk on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
And this is Valley Talk, and we are on location once again. Dave Adams, so glad you're with us today. And where we are today is the Albany Golf and Event Center. And we're going to be talking about scouting today. And with me right now is Eric Hearn, the District Director of Boy Scouts of America, Cascade Pacific Council. Eric, welcome to Valley Talk.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Friends of Scouting. So first of all, tell me what's going to be happening here at this fine facility.
Well, happening today, we're restarting a event that we had in Lynn County about 5 to 7 years ago. And the executive at that time with the Boy Scouts of America was Chuck Mills. And many of your listeners may remember Chuck. He was very involved in the community. And so we're restarting that event. That was a breakfast event. This is a lunch event. And so we're restarting that. The purpose of the event is to bring community awareness to scouting. Since the founding of scouting, we've been very involved in the community, and so we continually go to the community to let them know what scouting is doing and how they might be able to get involved.
Why is scouting so important?
Scouting gives kids an opportunity for leadership and service. It teaches them values. It teaches them skills that they're going to need that are not readily taught today, either in schools or by parents.
Need for that today. We were talking on an earlier Valley Talk just the other day about the need for heroes. And to be honest, some of the sports heroes, or who we call heroes in the sporting field, or leaders in the sporting community, may not be the best role model for kids today. And kids really need good role models. Do you think scouting is a way that we can kind of step up and fill the void that I think in some areas has been lost by the sporting community by failing to provide our kids good role models?
Yeah, good role models are very important. If we look at Eagle Scouts like Steven Spielberg, or we think about Eagle Scouts like President Gerald Ford, or some of the astronauts we've had travel to the moon. Yeah, kids need role models today, and scouting definitely provides that. In fact, many kids who receive their Eagle Scout Award value their Eagle Scout diploma over their college degree.
Why is that?
Because it's something that they are doing on their own. They aren't being prodded by parents. They aren't being directed by other adults. They are allowed to rise and be successful on their own. They have to show leadership. They have to guide their peers. They have to do things that in our society very few people get an opportunity to do when you're under 18.
Now, the FOS, Friends of Scouting Leadership Luncheon today at Albany Golf and Event Center, is this open to the public?
It is open to the public. It is a free event. There is some fundraising involved with this event. We do collect donations for the event, and it's to go to support the programs of scouting, our camping and activities, and the things that we do for kids. We provide for a lot of low-income kids. We fund approximately 180 kids who are low income, who are either on free lunch program or reduced lunch program. Those are the kids that fall through the cracks, and we provide for those kids. We provide their uniforms, we provide their books, we provide their fees, we provide money for their activities, and so it's a very valuable program in our community.
How long have you been involved in scouting?
I've been involved in scouting about 25 years. The last 13 have been professional. I'm an Eagle Scout and understand the importance of giving back to your community and to the organization you were a part of when you were younger.
How has scouting changed in the 25 years you've been affiliated with it? There's a lot of things in society that have changed. Technology has changed, culture has changed, what's considered normal. Some people use the term the new normal. Mm-hmm. What has changed in scouting?
There have been so many changes. I'm sure all of us realize that all the changes that have happened even in the last 5 years in our society. So there have been a lot of change in scouting. One of the big changes is the level of activity that kids do. Back 50 or even 100 years ago, kids did not do rock climbing and rappelling. They didn't go river rafting. They didn't do kayaking. They didn't do what is considered by most organizations to be activities of risk. And we are one of the few organizations in the United States that still can get insurance to do those types of activities.
Why is that?
Because we're large. We're a large organization. We're the largest youth organization in the United States.
Still?
Still. We're many times larger than our other youth organization counterparts by at least twice. And we've been around the longest. Bring scouting into the lives of families all across the country.
How are you funded?
We are funded strictly through private donations. And we receive donations from businesses, corporations, individuals, but a majority of our funding comes from moms and dads who are involved in scouting.
And when I was a kid growing up, scouting was very, very popular. It was, I guess we'd call it the cool thing to be a Boy Scout. Is it still the cool thing to be a Boy Scout?
I think it is.
Or is it not quite as popular as it was when I was growing up?
Well, there's a lot more going on in kids' lives than when I was in scouting. When I was in scouting, there was not internet. Video games were just coming into being in the early 1980s. Some of the leaders of the tech industry, like Bill Gates, was still working out of their garage. And so you didn't have to compete with Xbox and Nintendo and computer games and all the things that kids are engaged in. When I was a scout, all you had was school sports and scouting. But now there's many more organizations providing programs to families. Schools are filling in the gaps, providing after-school programming and things for kids. And there's so much more that kids can be engaged in. And in many ways, it's really a distraction, because it clouds all the things that parents want to do for their children. And so now parents have to divide their time between sports and scouts and other activities. And then, of course, there's the internet and video games and things that kids are engaged in. So it's harder and harder to engage kids in outdoor activities.
Is there a computer or an internet merit badge?
There is a...
Really?
They have, they don't have an internet badge. They do have a computer game merit badge. It's a brand new badge that just came out. We also have, obviously, computers is a merit badge we currently still have. And we have a new one about to come out in a few months, and that is called web design. So we're really excited about that, because that brings us into a new age, or into this modern age that we're living in right now.
So this is open to the public today.
It is.
The purpose of today is to raise funds, to raise awareness, both?
Both of those things. I guess the easiest thing for me to do is to explain a little bit about Girl Scouts, for example. They own all their scouting programs. We don't own any of our scouting programs. We give what is called a charter. Charter is a little like a franchise to an organization, a civic group, a business, to operate scouting in their area. And so basically what we do is we go out in the community, and there are sponsors and chartering partners that partner with us to provide scouting to their kids in their organization. And that's why scouting is so involved in the community, and why the community supports scouting, because they are an integral part of how scouting operates, how it's funded, and how it is maintained.
How can people help?
There's lots of ways you can help. You can get involved. We have positions at the... We have positions. We have a little local board here in Albany, and there are folks on there from Sweet Home and Brownsville and Albany and Lebanon. And so there's all kinds of folks that are involved, and this gives families an opportunity. Of course, if you have a son that's of Scout age, Cub Scouting begins in the 1st grade. It goes to the 5th grade, and in 6th grade they become a Boy Scout. We also have a co-ed program called Venturing, and Venturing is a high school early college program. It's co-ed. It's our only co-ed program, and it allows kids to do certain kinds of activities and specialize in certain areas that they want to learn more about, that they want to consider for a career or consider for a hobby. It gives them that opportunity. Whether it's law enforcement exploring, or whether it's fire exploring, or whether it's hiking, camping. And in our local area in Lebanon, they have a robotics crew, and they do robotics competitions all over the state.
Interesting. We're talking to Eric Hearn, District Director for the Calapooya District of Boy Scouts of America, Cascade Pacific Council. We are broadcasting live from our venue here at Albany Golf and Event Center. In fact, I'm going to be emceeing an event coming up, Friends of Scouting this afternoon here at this. It's open to the public. What's the charge?
There is no charge.
Just come on down and see what's happening in scouting and how you can get involved to make a difference in a boy's life. We're going to take a break on Valley Talk, and we will be right back.
Going out to lunch at a nice restaurant can be expensive, and the big portions put you more in the mood for a nap than a productive afternoon. Mama's Fine Italian to the rescue. The small appetite senior menu is just right. Anyone and everyone is invited to order from the Light Appetites menu for lunch from 11 to 4 p.m. with tasty entrees beginning at only $4.95. Why go hungry or go anywhere else for lunch? Eat healthy, eat light at Mama's. Closed Sunday and Monday, so make the most of Tuesday through Friday and join your friends at Mama's for lunch. Dinner only on Saturday. Mama's features charbroiled steaks every day. Make reservations for dinner or pick up a bottle of fine wine. Seating is limited, so please call for reservations. 541-451-5050. That's 451-5050. Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop on West Oak between Main and 2nd in Lebanon, across from the Big Blue Napa Auto Parts Building.
This is Rich Abers, Service Manager of Power Buick GMC, and I'm here to tell you that not only is Power Buick GMC the #1 local dealership to purchase a new or used vehicle, we are your General Motors service headquarters. Our GM-trained and ASE-certified technicians service Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, GMC, Hummer, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and Saturn vehicles, in or out of warranty. Extended warranties, no problem. Cars not GM built, no problem.
Call Power today at 541-757-1415 on the corner of 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis.
Are your teeth loose from gum disease? Are you headed for dentures? Did you know inflammation of infected gums could contribute to diabetes and heart disease? Now there's great news from Dr. Dennis Clark. Dr. Clark's skillful use of laser periodontal therapy will dramatically help hundreds of Mid-Valley patients. Bleeding gums heal, loose teeth tighten, the bone even grows back. Results that amaze Cindy Duncan of Lebanon.
My teeth feel stronger. I'm able to bite. I think I was well on my way to needing dentures. And since the surgery, the bone's growing back. The teeth are firmer. I can actually bite into an apple now.
Simply put, gently applied laser light removes bacteria and diseased tissue, which means less inflammation and a fast, comfortable return to firmer teeth and a normal routine. For a free consultation about the no-cut, no-sew, no-fear solution for gum disease, call the laser dentist. Dr. Dennis Clark in Lebanon at 451-1440. That's 451-1440.
Willamette Speedway is fired up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, with the return of the annual Clark Cup. Classes for both nights include dirt cars, super late models, IMCA modified, super sports, sportsman, and street stocks. The Northwest Extreme Late Model Series will also be on hand to take on the dirt car late model competition. For more information, log on to trophymotorsports.com. Willamette Speedway, the greatest show on dirt and the fastest way to family fun. Be there.
Hear the truth and only the truth from your cultural crusader, Michael Medved, on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
And back we are, live once again, here at Albany Golf and Event Center. And I'm Dave Adams. With me, a guest today on Valley Talk is Eric Hearn, the District Director of the Boy Scouts of America, Cascade Pacific Council, Calapooya District. And thank you for being with us today. We are going to be having an event, Friends of Scouting Leadership Luncheon. It's free of charge. It's here at the Albany Golf and Event Center. So if you're not doing anything this afternoon, then thinking about, I really would like to do something to get involved and engage with young people and make a difference in their lives, because there's the next generation. They're the young men and women that are going to take over after we're no longer here and chart the course of this planet. And we need to really invest in their lives to make sure that we're leaving a heritage of this world that we can be proud of. And these are our kids. We've got to take care of them.
We do.
Eric, thank you for being with us on Valley Talk. While we were in the break, we were talking about the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. So is the situation still that they go into Cub Scouts? Is Webelow still there?
It is.
Okay. And then they go into the Boy Scouting program.
They do. Cub Scouting is for kids of the 1st grade to 5th grade, and they can join anytime during that period. We do have open registration, and so they can sign up at any time. It's not like on a sports league where you can sign up. We have to sign up before the league starts. We take kids as they are at any time that they want to join, and they also can attend meetings and participate. If they want to try it out for a while, they can do that too. But they could join at any age, and you don't necessarily have to go from Cub Scouting to Boy Scouting. Some kids who are 11 and 12 years old join Boy Scouting, and that's their first touch with scouting they've ever had. So you could join at any level. All the program is designed for kids of certain ages, and so all the materials for 1st graders are all going to be geared to a 1st grade reading level, 1st grade ability. It's going to help them grow and learn and discover things, and it's a neat program. But Scouting is also a family program. So it's not a program where you can drop off your kids and pick them up in an hour. It's a program that engages parents and allows them to have the opportunity to do some quality time with their kids, and an opportunity for kids to develop adult mentors outside of their parental situation.
That's a good point. So it's a family activity.
It is.
One of the things that we're seeing happen today, just because mom and dad have to work, maybe the mom and dad both have a couple of jobs, we're seeing in some young people's lives a disengagement with the parents and the kids. And Scouting is an opportunity for that re-engagement to occur again, isn't it?
It is. Scouting is an opportunity for them, and I know that a number of parents I have spoken to have said this is really the only thing that they're able to engage their kids in as a family, because you're always doing something, and some parents in our community are working 2 jobs, and so mom and dad are working 2 jobs and they're not home very much. This may be the only thing they do together, and so it's so very, very important.
Camping. I remember when I was a kid growing up in McCall, Idaho, there was a Boy Scout of America camp. I can't remember what the name of the camp was, but it was a small lake called Warm Lake. Mm-hmm. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I don't know that particular one.
And it was near Cascade, Idaho. And they had this camp for a number of years. And every year we went up there as a family and camped. There was always Boy Scouts camping up there with this camp. Are they still doing camps?
They are. In fact, our council is very, very fortunate. We have the largest numbers of properties in the United States by any council. We have 18 properties. 17 of them are used for camping. And so not only do we have 2 full-time Cub Scout camps and 3, I guess we have 4 full-time Boy Scout camps now. And we also have camping areas throughout the state that they can come and go camping.
What do they learn at camping?
You know, camping provides skills that are not found really anywhere else. It's an opportunity for them to be self-reliant. It's an opportunity for them to learn how to be on their own. Sure, mom and dad are there, but it gives them an opportunity to learn some skills. If they never go outside of the home and into a new situation, like camping offers, then maybe they won't get an opportunity to learn how to cook over a campfire. Maybe they won't have the opportunity to learn how to sleep in a tent. Maybe they won't have the opportunity to know what they need to have with them in order to be self-reliant and to be, to take care of themselves as they get older.
There's something that happened. You kind of reconnect with nature. I'm going to wax nostalgic here a little bit. But you go out and camp in the woods, and there's trees, and you have a chance to get away from the hustle and bustle of society. A chance for some of these kids to connect with each other and to connect really with themselves, isn't it?
It is. It's an opportunity for them to, there's a lot gained by camping that has, in some ways, little to do with camping. They're smelling the smoke of an open fire. There are some kids that have never smelt that because they don't have a fireplace at home, and they go from school to home, and they don't really go anywhere. And so learning how to toast marshmallows over an open fire or make s'mores, those are just opportunities and memories that you can't make up. You can't do it anywhere else.
And for the kids that have never had that experience, it's something that is really, I think, important to them to get in touch with their humanity, to have that. Maybe if we're talking about some kids that are having some rough goes at home, and maybe they're giving, one of the things I want to talk about is bullying here in a minute, and to allow them to go camping and cook s'mores over the campfire and just have fun. A lot of kids today simply are trying to survive. And you've heard the phrase, it's a jungle out there. Well, in a lot of these kids' lives today, it is a jungle out there. And just cooking s'mores over the fire and just talking to their scout leader about it is a chance for them to kind of decompress and maybe talk about some things that they wouldn't talk about otherwise.
They do. It's just amazing the relationship that kids can develop with other adults that they don't know very well. They can, as adult mentors, adults can have an impact in kids' lives where maybe they're not comfortable doing to their own parents. It's an opportunity for them to just be mentored by other adults and to be guided. And it's just amazing what kids will tell other adults about. Difficulties at home, difficulties with school, and often ask for help on what to do.
Speaking of difficulties and the fact that society has changed a bit, I talked about bullying just a moment ago. Does Scouting do anything to deal with the issue of bullying school? School shootings is another thing. Scouting has always been one that teaches respect for self and respect for others and respect for society. Has there been some kind of renewed emphasis in Scouting because of the issues that some of the kids are facing with the school shootings and bullying and so on?
Well, the one thing we do is we do a lot of training with our leaders. And one of the things that if you're going to be a volunteer in the Boy Scouts of America, one thing you have to do is go through our youth protection training. And our youth protection training is a child abuse training for adults. All of our leaders go through background checks, and all of our leaders go through this youth protection training. And one of the elements of this training is how to deal with bullying. The Boy Scouts of America does not tolerate bullying in any shape or form. And it trains leaders to look out for the signs of bullying. Alienation, loneliness, fear of going with certain people, fear of certain kids are big signs of bullying and abuse. And so we train our leaders how to identify the signs and how to report those.
Are we seeing an increase in Scouting? Are we signing up more Boy Scouts than maybe we were when I was in school, I graduated from high school in 1978, so we're talking 30 years or so. In the last 30 years, have we seen an increase in Scouting, the number of Scouts involved, kids involved, or is it staying kind of steady, or are we going down? What's the trend?
Well, we're staying about steady. Some years we're way up and some years we're a little bit down, but that's true with any organization. And the fact that we're competing with so many things going on, video games and sports and other things that enrich the kids' lives, but I think for the most part we're staying pretty steady. We got about 4 million Scouts in the United States, and we're very proud to serve those kids.
How many kids in the local council,
Our local area, Lynn County, serves 825 kids. in 47 Scout programs. We have 22 Cub Scout packs, 20 Scout troops, and 5 venturing programs, which is our co-ed high school college program. And so that's what we're currently serving.
In the days when I was younger, a lot of the Scouts and the Cub Scouts, they were called packs. The Cub Scout packs were sponsored by churches. Are, to a great extent, most of those sponsored by churches, or are there other organizations?
There are other organizations. Schools can't charter units. They're forbidden to do that because of the separation of church and state and all those issues, because a lot of our packs are chartered through churches, and so there has to be a little bit of separation. PTAs, PTOs can sponsor scouting. A lot of service clubs, the Albany Rotary Club does, the Albany Optimist Club does. Over in Lebanon, the Elks Lodge 1663 also sponsors scouting. They sponsor a Cub Scout pack and a Scout troop. And so it is not just churches, but by and large, the majority are churches. They have a vested stake in kids' futures and what kids are taught, and so generally churches want to be the most involved.
Eric, what is your biggest need right now as you're looking at getting more kids involved in scouting and keeping the program going?
Our biggest thing that we're trying to focus our efforts on is making sure that parents know about scouting and that scouting is an option for many families. Once in a long while I hear, is scouting still around? And it's because they don't really hear. Now in Albany, we have great support from the newspaper, and so a lot gets published about scouting in the local newspaper. But you just don't hear a lot about scouting, not in the way it used to be back in the 60s and 70s, where kids wore their uniforms to school, where kids were more, where it was out in the public light a lot more. And now changes in school policies and those sorts of things prohibit uniform wearing at school and other concerns as a way to be an equalizer in the school, saying that we don't want kids to be more special than any other kid, and so we want everybody kind of dressing the same. And so there's not as much vocal involvement, but scouting is definitely there. The difference is that scouting, it's not like they meet in one big building, all the scouting programs. They meet in school cafeterias and church basements, and those aren't areas that people frequent in the community.
I remember when I was in Webelow and Cub Scouts, and I got involved in other things as I got older, but we would wear uniforms to school. And there was a day when if there was a meeting that night, then one of the things you did, in fact, you got your merit badge, you got points towards your merit badge if you did community service and wore your uniform to school.
Yeah.
And you did that. And one of the things that it's sad to see go away is that I think pride in self and pride, not a haughty pride, but just a feel good about yourself and feel good about society pride was engendered by you doing that. And I'm sorry to see that go away.
Well, some schools still allow it, but I would say the majority do not, just because they don't want kids singled out. One way or another, and bullying is a big concern, and they don't want kids picked on, and, it's the old machoism phenomenon that goes on with that. So,
Interesting society we live in.
It is.
If you would like to get involved in this and find out more about scouting, how maybe your service organization or how you personally can get involved, the Friends of Scouting Leadership Luncheon is happening today. It starts at 1 o'clock.
Starts at 12.
Starts at 12, excuse me.
And we'll end at 1 o'clock. They can log on to the council website at www.cpcbsa.org, or they can give us a call at the Albany Scout office.
And it's here at the Albany Golf and Event Center. Eric, thank you for talking to us on Valley Talk. Maybe we'll talk to you here in a minute, or maybe we have somebody else.
We do. We have a scout we want to bring on, and he wants to share some of his experiences.
All right, we'll do that here in just a moment. We do want to mention a little bit about Albany Golf and Event Center, formerly known as Spring Hill Country Club. We're broadcasting there live at 155 Country Club Lane in Albany. Right now we're looking at over the 9th and the 18th hole from our upstairs event center, and it's beautiful. In fact, there's some people out there playing golf right now. A semi-private facility, and that means you, the public, is welcome to attend. The facility includes a restaurant that is open 7 days a week, an event center that can host weddings, banquets, dinners, birthday parties, business.
I'm going to switch over to these guys.
Okay, there we go. Business, outdoor event center, boardroom, lounge, and banquet rooms. Off-site catering, a Supreme 18-hole golf course, driving range, a putting green, and a chipping green, all open to the public. They even has a junior-size Olympic pool and a wading pool with poolside food and beverage service. More information about that, Albany Golf and Event Center, formerly known as Spring Hill Country Club. I'm Dave Adams, and this is Valley Talk. We're live on location once again, and we have a Boy Scout. And, sir, you are his father, or who are you?
No, I'm Arnold Poole.
Arnold Poole will be with us here on Valley Talk in a minute. We'll take this break, and we'll be right back.
The Osgood File, sponsored in part by LifeLock, not only guarding your identity, your good name and credit, but also monitoring your bank accounts for takeover fraud. LifeLock is the only identity theft protection company that does that. Find out more at lifelock.com. This is Charles Osgood. Rob Mather is a London businessman. For him, net used to mean net profit, but he gave up a lucrative salary, and now net means mosquito nets.
Malaria is totally preventable and treatable. And when you consider that the most effective thing we can do to prevent people dying from malaria is have them sleep under a bed net, you realize we can make an impact.
They cost $4 a piece and have already saved hundreds of thousands of lives. The story after this. Identity theft is still the fastest growing crime in America, which is why I'm a LifeLock member. Let me tell you something I've learned. An identity thief generally needs 3 things to steal your identity: your name, social security number, and date of birth. And they are not hard to find. Security breaches, when businesses' computers are hacked and records are stolen, happen almost daily. Consider all the places that hold on to your personal and financial records: your bank, your family doctor, online stores. The list is endless, which is why it's so hard to protect yourself on your own. Identity theft is a global problem, and it can happen to you. I've protected myself with LifeLock Ultimate, and you should too. Visit lifelock.com for details and use my last name, Osgood, to get 10% off your LifeLock Ultimate membership. Or call LifeLock and mention Osgood. Call 1-800-838-8040. 1-800-838-8040. 1-800-838-8040.
Network does not cover all transactions and scope may vary.
Rob Mather and his family live in London.
My 4 children go to sleep at night, and they don't have to worry about being bitten by a mosquito that's not just going to cause a bump and an annoying itch, but could be a death sentence.
It is a death sentence for more than 1 million people each year, most of them children under 5.
Malaria kills more children and pregnant women in the world each year than any other disease.
Mather's weapon against malaria is a mosquito net.
So here's one of the nets.
They cost $4 each.
And each one of these nets goes over a sleeping space. The net hangs down, it's tucked under the mattress.
One net shelters 2 people. 2 or 3 can protect a whole family.
If you put a net over them, the mosquito can't get to them. It lands on the net, and the insecticide, which is safe for the people inside, causes knockdown, kills the mosquito.
The nets are distributed to remote African villages by volunteers from the nonprofit he founded, the Against Malaria Foundation.
In our case, 100% of the money buys nets, period.
Net. His reward?
The smiles on people's faces. I suppose it's simple joy of receiving a net.
The foundation's website is againstmalaria.com. The Osgood File. This is Charles Osgood on the CBS Radio Network.
The time of year for strawberries in Lebanon is here again. It's the 104th Annual Strawberry Festival with this year's theme, Strawberries of the Round Table. The Strawberry Festival kicks off with the Queen's Coronation Thursday, May 24th at the Lebanon High School Auditorium. Bring all the youngsters to downtown Lebanon for the Junior Parade Friday, May 31st. Get your blood pumping on Saturday with the 5K run and walk starting at 7:30 in the morning. The Grand Parade starts at 11 a.m. and it is grand, stretching from the River Center all the way through downtown Lebanon with hundreds of floats, antique cars, marching bands, and more, featuring the Strawberries of the Round Table. After the Grand Parade, everyone's invited to enjoy a piece of the world's largest strawberry shortcake at Cheetah Lake Park. Right now, you can get your all-day passes for the Strawberry Festival Carnival for only $22 at the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce. Come and celebrate the 104th Lebanon Strawberry Festival May 30th through June 2nd.
Have you seen the new steel wall in Economy Supply Building Center? It's loaded with steel products you can't do without. From chainsaws to trimmers, you'll find a tool that can help you get your work done easier. An example, Economy Supply has the new Steel FS40 CE trimmer. It's lightweight, fuel efficient, and Steel's easy-to-start system makes starting almost effortless. For a limited time, you'll save $30 off the regular price. Your new Mid-Valley home for steel is Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street, Lebanon.
Your voice of reason in the West is Hugh Hewitt. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Smart Talk 1580.
Live we are here on Valley Talk. I'm Dave Adams, and we are here at the Albany Golf and Event Center. Glad you're with us today, and we're talking about scouting. Specifically, we're at the Friends of Scouting Leadership Luncheon that's going to be happening starting at noon. It's free of charge. Come on down and see how you can get involved in scouting. Speaking of getting involved in scouting, we have Arnold Poole. And we talked to him just before we went to break, and we also have Bryce Burton. Now let's talk to Bryce first. Bryce, you're 14 years of age. You list Albany as a hometown, but you go to a Jefferson Boy Scout troop. Welcome to Valley Talk.
Well, thanks for having me on the program today.
Now I understand that you're now an Eagle Scout. So how many years have you been involved in scouting?
So I've been involved in scouting for 5 years now. I started when I was 11 and I'm 14 now, so.
There's lots of things to do out there. Why are you still involved in scouting?
Well, scouting is an incredible program. It teaches leadership skills and special skills that boys normally wouldn't be able to get without it. So we learn camping skills, all sorts of outdoors type stuff, and we also learn a lot about the government and citizenship.
Is there anything that you've learned, like a skill in scouting that you wouldn't have learned elsewhere? Maybe how to start, light a fire, or, I don't know, fill in the blank.
Well, I've learned a lot. So there's things called merit badges, and these merit badges are opportunities for you to explore in small segments different areas of expertise. So like there's atomic energy and electronics. So it's a wide variety of skills that you can learn and kind of immerse yourself in.
So there's an atomic energy merit badge?
Yes. So they changed the name from atomic energy to nuclear science, and it's based entirely off of small nuclear reactions and learning about the science behind it.
Now, you don't build a nuclear reactor in your basement, do you?
No, you don't do that.
When I was a kid in scouting, we built race cars, and now you're talking about nuclear science. That's a big step.
Yeah. So there's 130 different merit badge opportunities that you have. So it's a huge variety of opportunities.
I guess you have a personal goal to get as many merit badges as you can. Tell us about that.
So I have the goal of getting all the merit badges that scouting offers. There's about 135, and right now I have 25 left, so I have like about 105.
So you've earned 105 merit badges?
Yes.
Are you going to make it to your goal?
I'm going to make it to my goal. There's no question about it.
So you've been involved in scouting for how many years?
5 years.
How many more years are you going to be involved?
I will be involved until I'm 18, so I have 4 more years to finish this.
When you grow up, get married, have some kids, do you want them to get in scouting, and why?
I would definitely want my kids to get into scouting. It's an amazing program. It has helped me improve my leadership skills, my speaking skills, my almost everything. It's an amazing program.
Mythbusters is a show on Discovery Channel called Mythbusters. You've seen it.
Yes.
One of the things we do regularly on Valley Talk is we try to bust a myth. So if there's a popular misconception about scouting, what myth can we bust today?
Well, thinking about scouting, some people, they talk to me, oh, so you're in scouting, right? So what do? Do you go camping a lot? It's not all about the camping, though. It's mostly about the leadership skills, the camaraderie-ship with your fellow scouts, learning the different skills, having activities. It's not all about camping.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Anything you'd like to add, Bryce?
No, that's it.
So what are you doing today here at the Leadership Lunch?
So today at the Leadership Lunch, I am speaking in front of the people that have come to support the Scouting Luncheon, and I'm just kind of talking about my goals and why I'm staying involved in the program.
What are your long-term goals? What do you want to do? You've probably heard, what do you want to do when you grow up? So what do you want to do when you get a few more years on, you go to college and beyond?
Right now, I'm thinking about pursuing some type of engineering, maybe a civil engineer or electric engineer, but it's still kind of far away from me. I haven't even gotten into high school yet, and so I just need to look at my options when I get there.
Well, thank you for being involved in scouting. Thank you for taking some time with us on Valley Talk today, and looking forward to you sharing with the people today.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, go ahead and hand the microphone to Arnold. Arnold Poole. Arnold, thank you for coming with us and being on Valley Talk today.
Thank you for having me.
Go ahead and put that microphone a lot closer to your mouth there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. How long have you been involved in scouting? Why do you do it?
If I have done the math right, I think I've been involved for 46 years.
That's a few months. You don't look that old.
Thank you.
So, why do you do it?
Because a young man like Bryce here, being involved with kids like this, it's an absolute joy.
And what do you do as an adult volunteer?
Well, I'm an assistant scoutmaster for one of the Albany troops. I'm a commissioner. I run a training program for all the adult leaders in the district once a month. I'm called a round table breakout commissioner. I'm also the training committee chairman for the district, and I've been in charge of a couple of the winter district camping exercises, and just this last month I was in charge with our spring camp array.
What big changes have you, now you say 46 years you've been involved in scouting?
Yes, sir.
Well, you've probably seen a lot of changes.
Not as many as you would think.
Really?
Yeah. The biggest thing nowadays is what we call youth protection. They didn't have that when I was a young scout. But everything else is the same. And that's why the program is so good, and that's why it's lasted so long, I think.
You probably didn't hear the first part of the program when we were talking about heroes and role models for kids. To be quite frank, I'm somewhat embarrassed by some of the role models and sports figures are for our kids today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fighting about multi-million-dollar salaries and then get involved in some stuff that they probably shouldn't do. And kids are looking up to these sports heroes. I use the term hero loosely.
Sure.
We're in a society, and the culture in our society is where young people, and I think everybody, but especially young people, need better role models and need heroes. You think scouting fills that bill?
Oh, absolutely. You look at the guys that have made Eagle Scout over the years or have been in charge of scouting. I mean, it started out with a general, a British general by the name of Baden-Powell, Sir Robert Baden-Powell, and he wrote a book for Army guys, how to be military scouts. And that book turned out to be a bestseller because it was taken over by kids. They just thought it was just the neatest thing in the world. So he rewrote that book a few years later, and it was called Scouting for Boys. And the program just exploded. Now, this is 100 years ago, but the principles of honor and duty and self-reliance, they're still the same nowadays as they were then. Now, you asked about changes. One thing I forgot about is there's a change called venturing, and that's for boys and girls. They have to be older. They can't join it until they're 14, and the group, they're called a crew, they develop what they're going to specialize in. They decide themselves. They decide what uniform they're going to wear. They decide what they're going to do, and then they have to basically do it. The adults in those situations, all they do is make sure that they don't break any laws or do something that's going to be unsafe. But you talk about a program that's just waiting for, I don't understand why every church youth group in the nation doesn't adopt their own venture crew. It's that fantastic of a program. This last camporee that we had one of the two venture crews that we have in this county show up, and They had 4 girls with them, and they competed at an equal level with all these teenage boys, and they even won one of the events. So it's a neat program, and it brings adventure. And the big secret about scouting is that it's lots of fun, and kids learn how to become decent human beings and good citizens by having fun.
Do the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts work together in some ways?
Yes. What's interesting, historically, Robert Baden-Powell is the founder of Scouting. His wife, Mrs. Baden-Powell, was the founder of Girl Scouting. They converged very early on as 2 different organizations doing the same thing, although in some countries they are the same organization. But, and so the Girl Scouts, they have their own program, they have their own camps, they have their own set of laws and stuff like that, but it's still all based on the same kind of stuff.
Interesting. We're talking to Arnold Poole, who's been a scouting volunteer for 46 years. You don't look like you've been doing it that long. And also Bryce Burton, who has been is now an Eagle Scout, working to get every single merit badge that an Eagle Scout can earn. And good luck on that venture, on that quest, on that scouting quest. I'm Dave Adams. This is Valley Talk. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back from our broadcast location live today at the Albany Golf and Event Center.
Quail Run Assisted Living at Mennonite Village is designed to accommodate the changing needs of its residents. Private studio and 1-bedroom apartments with kitchenettes combine convenience and comfort with 24-hour availability of personal assistance and support. Private studio and 1-bedroom apartments come with 3 farm fresh meals served daily in the central dining room. Housekeeping, transportation, and a variety of activities and personalized services to help each resident live a happy, rich life among friends. A wide range of social and wellness programs are offered to meet individual interests, including outdoor gardening, shopping and day trips, scenic walks, cooking and baking, art and music. Mennonite Village is where you'll find superior standards and amazing levels of devotion. The proof is in their reputation and resident satisfaction. 1-bedroom and studio apartments are currently available. Call Crystal at 541-928-1122, 928-1122, or visit MennoniteVillage.org.
Maloney is in the zone. From a right cross fakie, he transitions effortlessly to a front side shoulder sham.
Holy mackerel! He is so gifted, I thought he was actually wearing his seatbelt.
Well, Dick, you're not trained to spot the tricks drivers use to avoid seatbelt tickets. Let's see if he can fool the police.
And that siren signals a resounding no.
There you have it. There's no trick to avoiding seatbelt tickets. Day and night, click it or ticket.
Paid for by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Flooring sale alert from Lumber Liquidators. In March, our buyers traveled the world negotiating unheard-of flooring deals. It took months, but these deals are now arriving at your local store. All Bellawood pre-finished hardwood is up to 40% off or incredibly low prices. All our best laminates up to 33% off. All vinyl wood plank up to 34% off. Plus, get special extended financing. Don't wait. These deals will not last. Hurry, sale is going on now at your local store and lumberliquidators.com. Get your unheard-of flooring deals before it's gone.
Need a new bedroom addition or patio cover? Make it easy on yourself by including Fitzpatrick Painting in your plans. Fitzpatrick's new carpentry division has already become the talk of the valley, and you'll know why when you see the results. Kitchen and bathroom remodels, dry rot repair, siding, windows and doors, decks, tile, fences, cabinetry, even finish work, you name it, Fitzpatrick's carpentry division can do it.
Fitzpatrick Painting, unsurpassed in customer service and quality.
Hi, this is Todd Powell, sales manager at Wilson Motors. We're having a spring super sell-off of our entire inventory at Wilson Motors right now. Aggressive factory rebates on all new Ford, 140 used vehicles in stock, $3 million of inventory, all clearly marked down for the super sale. Wilson Motors in Corvallis has a huge selection and aggressive financing options. We want your trade-in. No reasonable offer will be refused at the super sell-off going on right now. That's Wilson Motors Spring Super Sell-Off in Corvallis. Don't miss out.
Wilson Motors, corner of 5th and Buchanan, Corvallis.
The news you need, smart talk, and just enough sports. That's what you'll get from News Talk 1580, KGAL.
This is Valley Talk, We are live on location at the Albany Golf and Event Center. Boy Scouts of America has been the topic of the show today. Eric Hearn is with us once again, District Director for the Calapooya District. And I guess your office is located in Albany, Oregon. Once again, Eric, we do want to invite people to come on down and tell them what's happening today.
Yeah, we're having our leadership luncheon, and the public's invited to come and be involved in that. It's an opportunity for us to salute the community, to talk about scouting in the community, and it's not some of the people that will be coming today will not be people who are currently involved in scouting, but people that support scouting, or have been a scout themselves, and so they want to come down and get involved and let people know that they still care about scouting.
Sell me on why I need to get involved in scouting. Let's say I'm driving down the road, listening to KGAL, and I've got a business, and I'm busy, and I've got everything going on, and the kid needs braces, and I'm busy. Why do I need to get involved in scouting?
Well, first of all, I think it's fair to say that everybody's busy.
Very much so.
Everybody's busy. So it's important to get involved in the lives of kids. Whether it's your own kid or somebody else's, it's important to be role models and mentors to kids, because they're going to be the next generation. They're going to be the next member of Congress. They're going to be the next president, and they're going to be the next business owner that may be paying the retirement of someone that's working today. And so it's very important to get involved in the lives of kids. Scouting is a great way to impact kids' lives.
Do you have Facebook for the local chapter or the local office of scouting?
Yeah, we do. We have a Calapooya District Facebook page. If you type in Calapooya District into your Facebook search, our website or our Facebook page will come up. The council also has a Facebook page, Cascade Pacific Council, and that'll be easy to find just by doing a search. People are also welcome to go to our website, which is www.cpcbsa.org /Calapooya. And that'll go to our Calapooya site, and they can learn more about how to get involved.
And get involved with kids, because they are the future of our society.
They are.
You and I won't be here in 50 years, probably, but these kids like Bryce may be here. He might be a little older than he is now, but he's going to be shaping the future of the planet that we live on. And so we need to seed into these kids' lives and bring them up to be good members of society.
Yeah, we have a stake in that, and I think we need to try to do all we can to guide and shape their future and what they will do long into the future.
So we are here right now at the Albany Golf and Event Center. This luncheon, it's a Friends of Scouting luncheon. We still have some seats available. If you're not doing anything today, come on down. At least see what's going on. Here's some of the stories. Bryce, I think, is going to share some of the comments that what scouting has meant in his life. And at least see what's going on. Come on down. Lunch is free. It's on us. And come on down and see what scouting is all about. Eric, thank you for being with us on Valley Talk today. It's going to wrap it up. Thank you for being with us. Thank you to the Albany Golf and Event Center for allowing us to be here and broadcasting live. Listen to promos for upcoming Valley Talk shows. I'm Dave Adams. This is Valley Talk. If the community is talking about it, we want to talk about it. You have a great day.
Your first choice in local news, sports, and smart talk. This is News Talk 1580 KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.